We just talked to Lance a little bit about the defensive line and just the evolution it's had since you guys have gotten here. Can you compare and contrast kind of that first defensive line you guys had versus what you've kind of seen in fall camp?
Yeah, I think we've got faster, a little more athletic in there, a little more length on the edge, I think, in some cases. So, it's kind of been something I thought that we identified that we maybe just needed more of. So I think we've done a pretty decent job of recruiting. I think we've done a good job in our transfer area to get some guys in there that can really help us out. So I feel good about our athleticism in there, and I feel good about our length and just some of our playmaking abilities probably increased a little bit.
Yeah, and linebacker depth was something you talked about at the start of camp. How have you kind of seen that evolve, and who are some of the guys you're going to be looking to provide depth at that spot?
Well, yeah, I do. I think we have, we've got 5 or 6 guys in there right now that I think could probably will rotate their way through there. So I think if you're looking at some of the depth, I mean, J.B. Brown's been a good addition, and he's going to play a lot. Cornell Wheeler's really done a good job of late also. I think this is maybe his 4th year of college football. We look like he was at Michigan and then came here. I thought he just kind of a late bloomer a little bit, and I think it's clicking for him. And he's done a really good job this fall, and even in the spring, kind of noticeable about his athleticism, his quickness, his flash, being able to see something and get to it, and so I think we're building some depth through that process right there. So there's 2 guys right there, and like I said, there's the guys that have obviously played a lot for us in the past, and will continue to do so, and hopefully we can find a couple more pieces there as well. Young guy Logan Brantley's been doing a really good job. Got to learn. I walked in eating breakfast today, and he's got all his notes spread out at the table. Studying his notes and things like that. So I think I think he's taken that to heart as well, and so looking forward to guys like that, young guys starting to really hopefully develop this year and blossom and see where they can fit in.
Lance talked just a minute ago about this program still having a fine line when it comes to enjoying success or not. I mean, do you feel that? Do you see it that way?
Yeah, I don't know that we have any reason to be overconfident for sure. So. And you want to take successes and gain confidence from those things, but always, we always talk about our ultimately goals. We've never really arrived. There's always something more that we can do. So that doesn't minimize the success you might have, but it doesn't make you satisfied with just this is it. So our goals are just hopefully a little bit out of our reach all the time, so there's just always something more. But we do need to. I don't know that we've always had a lot of confidence on defense, and we've got to really embrace some of those times when we're doing things right and things are going well, and allow our guys to just to feel good about that. But then that's got to motivate us for more.
With Jason Gilliam just having missed so much time last year, now coming back into fall camp and getting a new position, just what have you seen from him in the last few weeks?
Well, I think Jason's finally got to the point where he's not limping around anymore. We've done a pretty good job of trying to manage his reps, because I think if it got to be too many, he would just develop some soreness. So I think we've kind of found the right combination of how many reps he should be taking, and so then I think he's been much more pain-free, and obviously then he can flourish a little bit more as well. So I should have maybe mentioned him before also when we talk about linebackers, because he's made that switch, and he's really doing a good job. He knows what's going on, and he's done all we've asked him in terms of putting on some weight and really gaining some strength, and he's not afraid to stick his nose in there and do some things. So I think hopefully his best times are still ahead, but he's certainly factoring into some things right now too.
I know you mentioned before, I think you guys were using linebackers to blitz more and get more pressure to the quarterback. Can you talk a little bit about how you guys are getting creative to, get pressure to the quarterback until you find if there is like that star rusher?
Yeah, without saying too much, we have experimented around a little bit with some, trying to develop a linebacker we're just trying to see who can do it the best, the most natural. So I think we've got a couple guys that we're gonna maybe give a shot to some of those kind of things, and ideally we can run a lot of different types of calls and front looks and ultimately pressures from with same personnel, right? So in the years past, we've had to sub in and out all the time because we just didn't have the same as kind of pieces. So I think we're a little bit closer to that right now, and hopefully as we go along here, we'll be able to, you guys will see some of those things as well. So we're certainly working on all those kind of things. Yep.
Can you talk a little about Devin Phillips and Dylan Brooks?
Yep. Good guys. Glad they're here. Devin Phillips is probably has as many or more snaps than anybody on our defense when you look at the totality of his career. So he brings a lot of experience and savviness, and he's a good player in there. And Gage Keys is, he's just really come along. He's put on a ton of good weight, and he's really long, and you can just, those guys do some things naturally that you really like out of your interior guys.
Ryan, with Wheeler, what do you think his ceiling is, and do you think he knows it?
Well, I think he's really motivated right now. I think a guy always, hey, this ain't going to go on forever. So, it's my fourth year. It's about time that something changes for me. So I think he's got to that point, and he would, he's probably not a starter right now, but yet if whatever happens where he's got to become a starter, a guy that can play a lot, quite honestly, I feel good about it. That's how I feel about him, and because he does. Everybody makes mistakes. He's going to make a couple mistakes here or there, but he is a guy that can really see it and go get it. And so when it's locked in and right with them, he really makes some plays.
And maybe it's with him. I don't know. But do you have a favorite moment that jumps out from camp? Not just with him, but for you this camp. They're all different, right? Is there one for you, a guy that clicked or something that happened that was going to stick with you for a while?
I don't know. This is just there's probably a lot of them, and just kind of enjoyment things. But I think of this is a walkthrough the other night that we were working on some of our sub package kind of things, and Cornell Wheeler was actually part of that, and we put a lot on that guy. You got to make so we're inputting a lot of new things, and our walkthroughs aren't always easy. I kind of make it kind of difficult where there's got to be checks made and guys got to see things, and we had a whole long script of walkthrough things, and he was kind of leading the show, and he was like just on a roll, like everyone, he's barking it out, and we're getting it done, and pretty soon it, kind of noticed that and called him out in a good way on it during the middle of the walkthrough, and so everybody else is kind of noticing him and rallying around it, and he went 15 for 15 perfects, and so we had a good time at the end of that stuff. So I feel like things like that are I know that wouldn't have happened 2 years ago or probably even last year. It would have been a stop and go back and do this again. And we buzz right through with, and that's our second unit of guys doing it. Not even the first. So the first were somewhere else, and we finished our script and we finished our script before the first guys did. So so I feel like I can sense those kind of things where it's just coming along, right? It's coming along. We're in a better spot and in a better place. And if our backup guys can recognize things and execute things, and I really feel like we're moving in a good way.
Coach, I'm curious. Maybe there's nothing here. Maybe there is. I don't know. Does the wild finish of the bowl game with the extended overtimes, such a unique type of football with limitations and space and spacing and play calling, and does that change anything during the offseason at the coordinator level, playbook level, preparation level, when you have your moment to think about what could come again? Does that have any impact on the way you approach things?
Are you talking about like all the 2-point plays, that kind of stuff?
Yeah, all the repeated yes. And it's just a little bit different type of football. Everyone's,
Yeah.
it's not freewheeling like it is.
Yeah. Well, like I said, I think at the end of the year, we really evaluate everything that we did and do and how we do it, and evaluating calls and things like that. Like, okay, so here's what happened to us. What can we do? And quite honestly, I think we've, the winning play for Arkansas and their 2-point play that kind of got us. If we're in that same call again, I think we've got a better answer for a way to handle what happened to us, right? So I do think that's part of, I guess that's part of coaching, right? Is you better find something out, so or else history's going to repeat itself. So I think we've done those things, and feel like again we've put together a good defensive package that our guys can know and execute, and made some little changes here or there that'll help us out for maybe just situations like that in particular.
Anything else, Coach? All right, thank you.